So guys, if you are a viewer of the channel and you have been watching for a while, we know Dave has tested pretty much every driver on earth that's ever lived.
Over the past 2 years.
Over the last 2 years, but he's not found one that's really, well, this is the best one we found, Dave.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But obviously we're still not getting him down the fairway and hitting it a little bit longer. And obviously a lot of you guys have commented we want to see Dave improve his driver swing.
Well, I do get it down the fairway, it's just not the one I'm on.
Yeah, he normally goes on the left-hand side of every single hole. So we want to see what Dave is doing in his motion. We've got a couple of swings on screen now, obviously from a couple of weeks ago at Woolley Park when it wasn't saturated outside and more of a pond at every golf club. But you can see here one big thing is through impact we can see that left arm wants to work off. It's a little bit of the chicken wing and we want to see where that comes from. So like I've mentioned there guys, we are using HackMotion today and we are trying to go through Dave's full game and see what's obviously good. We know with his irons at the moment, pretty good. We're getting in the numbers, he's hitting his irons well, he's confident with his irons out on the golf course. We want to get his driver working well, because obviously this year he needs to hit it a little bit further. We need to hit more greens to get that handicap down from 13.
The surprising bit is, Chris, that I seem to be able to even hit fairway woods decent, but I don't know whether it's a mental thing or what, but as soon as I get a driver in my hand, it's just a mare. So
as soon as he gets a driver, like we say there, it could be a mental block, but we do have, luckily, Bobby, our cameraman, is a mental coach, so if we need that...
Is he?
He's mental coach, so we might get Dave to see Bobby if this doesn't work today. But we're going to talk through certain things that affect or cause the chicken wing for Dave. We're then going to go obviously onto his short game and put in two other strengths of his game. Obviously he's got a lot of strengths in his game for a 13 handicap golfer, but the driver is not one. But Dave's going to hit a couple of shots here. We're going to go through some HackMotion information. We're going to show you what Dave is doing and why it's causing a chicken wing, and then we're going to talk about drills and what we want to see from Dave to stop that from happening to improve this year. So guys, obviously let's get Dave in with the driver now. So the PXG driver, he has got it set to 3 degrees flat, so that is to again prevent the lefts.
Christ.
And it certainly presented that there, but let's look at numbers. You'll see them on screen now guys as Dave loads up another one. We can see that top was pretty good, so he's bang in the range at the top of the backswing. And again, we're going to talk through these ranges over the years guys. Obviously what is tour average, what do we expect? It all depends on how you grip the club and how you are set up, what we are trying to get. Obviously at impact we can see that his lead wrist is a little bit too extended, so a little bit cupped. Again, Dave's just hit another one there, you'll see on screen. Again out to the right, but we can see he was good at the top, and we can see at impact he just snuck in there, so a little bit to the right, but his wrist positions was good. So if his wrist position is a little bit better there, what is causing it? And that's what we're going to talk about. That's a fantastic towering shot there, Dave.
But where's that out on course?
That's never out on the golf course. So again, a little bit extended there, but at the top, Dave is in a good position. And if we slow Dave's swing down on the golf course, we can see that Dave gets in a good position. He gets in a good position at the top. He gets a good position down into the delivery position, as we would call it. But it's from there what happens. He's causing these wayward shots, and you can see he's trying to prove that he doesn't hit it left anymore. He's now hitting it right. So in the zones there, so 2 ticks you'll see on screen there, both at the top and at impact, but he has hit it 50 yards right. So let's talk through what Dave needs to work on. Right, so as Dave is prattling about, looking at the numbers of HackMotion, he's trying to get a little bit of information there. But obviously HackMotion does measure 3 different parameters. So we know obviously it will do what his wrist is doing at the top and in the backswing and at address and at impact. What it's doing this way, so are you extending, are you flexing your wrist, are you cupping or bowing it, and how is that going to affect your shot? We know Dave at the top is in a good position. We've got a nice neutral wrist at the top. What it's also working on is obviously your wrist hinge. Are we setting it up and down? Are we able to get the levers that we need? But the big thing we need to talk about for Dave is the forearm rotation. So obviously a big thing in golf is releasing that club head. So a lot of the times you don't want to release it because you think it's going to go left, obviously. So then as a result, what do? We do the opposite. We bring the club down and we get into this position here. This arm starts to work off. I'm going to hold it off. And that's exactly what we've got with Dave. So we're not getting this left arm starting to release and rotate with that club head. So you see if I can do that in slow motion, you see if my arm starts to rotate, my grip releases or my hands release, and that club will rotate, that'll allow my arm to fold and then into my position. If we don't let this forearm rotate and we just go with our hands, we're going to start to see just exactly what we do with Dave. Sometimes now we're leaving it open because we're not rotating this arm, we're releasing it, but the club face is wide open. And then if not, Dave gets that arm working there and we really wrap it around, and when we see him in, especially when we see him hit shots just like this, he's around here with his finish. It's not quite a top, but he's very much over-rotated because he's had to compensate with the rest of his body. So what we want him to do is start to work this left arm a little bit better. And we're going to use HackMotion here to get a couple of ticks so we know for Dave that at the top, he's good. We're very happy with at the top of the backswing. We're very happy actually all the way down to here. Dave's in a fantastic position coming into delivery. Dave's actually smiling, so I'm giving him a compliment there, but it's after that where it all goes wrong. So from here, we want to get Dave practicing his impact position. So we want to get him practicing coming into here with his left arm still connected to his chest. And even with his driver, we're taking a little bit of loft off to pressure the ball, but this right arm is connected and we're not off here with this arm. So it's a great device for Dave to start to feel, because feel is real. If we can get Dave practicing the feel of where he needs to be, then he can start to repeat that. He can start to get into a good position. If he doesn't know the feel, because how many times we see people, right, I'm hitting it left, exactly what Dave's been doing, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to just practice this, you know, hold the lag a little bit more, and it starts to become, if you're English, if you're watching the channel in the UK, a cover drive. For anyone else who doesn't live in England, that is a cricket move where we start to see people doing this, and this is very much what Dave is doing. So let's get Dave back in there. Let's get some audio feedback on here for Dave. Let's start getting him into impact with the right feel. Let's see if we can straighten up those drives, get him a little bit more distance. And after all, guys, when we're changing something, just like when you go for lessons, it is about repetition. So slow repetitions, doing that, getting into that position. It's not about getting more distance straight away. For Dave, we want to straighten it up first, then we can add speed when we know he's getting the right motion. We want him to do that before the season. At the moment, golf courses are probably going to be closed for at least a week or 2 weeks with the weather we've currently got. So Dave's got plenty of time to practice, and this is the time to do it. Be ready for when your competitions start. Get your repetitions in. Start to get ready for the 2024 season. Right, so Dave's going to make some motions now. He's going to go slow to the top, well, obviously not there. He's going to go slowly up to the top, and then we're just going to get him working it down from the top, nice and slow down there from there. So he starts to rotate. You can hear that he got into the zone. But then you can see that he's lost that noise, so he needs to go back to impact there. There we go.
That seems further back than I thought.
So for Dave there, it feels a little bit further back, but obviously if we look there, face is square. If we come around the golf on, face is nice and square. We've got him rotated through. Okay, so Dave's going to make a couple of swings here at 50%. There you go, so you can hear that he gets it. There you go, so he's getting that position, and then obviously when he comes through, he's just going to let that arm release and go through. So that's good there. So repetitions. And then let's come in at 50%, Dave. We don't have to go full out. Let's see where we are. Okay, so let's start to see. Still a little bit extended on the way through. We can see at the top. Very good again. We can keep working on that impact position. So let's exaggerate it here, Dave. Really feel like... Very good, so we can see Dave's got that in the right position on the screen. That's the first one of the streak, so straight down the middle, a good distance, and that probably felt 50% to you, Dave?
Yeah, I didn't even know you were filming then.
Yeah? Dave didn't even know we were filming.
I didn't, I thought I was just having a practice.
Right, so obviously there, that's the first one of his streak, so we've got one on the board. Can he repeat this? And this is where now for Dave, he's trying to do this, let's say, well, the streak as long as he can. Can we get to 2? Can we get to 3? Can we get to 10? A great shot. So great flight there. Distance-wise again, 165 going 181. So not the first, but in the zone again. You can see that on screen now. He's hit that zone for the second time, so the streak is on. Obviously here, like I've mentioned there, we're not adding full speed in straight away here for Dave. We're going to gradually build that up when we've got control of that club face and start line. And we don't mind that one. Again, not the greatest of strikes, but it wouldn't be lost and it wouldn't be left, to be honest, Dave. That's always a good start. So again,
not left.
The streak keeps going here for Dave, so we've just got to get him now doing this, and then we're going to get into a full finish. We're going to try and then hit one full. So if we can get a streak of 4 or 5. Yeah, so we're still on that streak. That's just a little bit turned over, but again, it's in play. And now what we want to do, we've got 3 in the row there, Dave. So let's go for one more. Okay, so one more. Getting up the middle there nicely. Okay, so now we're going to go full speed here. So now we've got a bit more control on that face. I want you now to have the same kind of feel, but go full speed. So press that button and get one up. We want a full backswing, a big turn, and then get those wrists working. Okay, so interesting there. Obviously straight away there where Dave puts the speed back in, he was out at the top, he was a little bit too flexed at the top, and also out at impact. So straight away there, obviously we know Dave's not mastered this move. So now we go back down to obviously being controlled. Can we get a streak going again? And this is how you would practice. So on a driving range, make some swings at 50%, start to get consistency on your start line, and then start to add speed in. Straight away there, Dave, back to where we want to be, getting the control of that ball flight. And luckily, Dave's got bad weather here in the UK, so he's got plenty of time to practice this. Because I can't see the golf courses.
I have been to the driving range.
You did. He did text me the other day. He'd been to the driving range. One more full speed. Straight away in here. Same feel. So that left arm is starting to rotate. We're getting that impact feel we had with the audio feedback. And that's what we're wanting to see. You see there, Dave's put some repetitions in. We've got the longest carry there, 181, sneaking out to 200. So for Dave here, we want to give him a feel of what he can do on the way through. So obviously, we know backswing is good. We know we've done the audio feedback, but through the golf ball now, where is he wanting to release that club and get those hands working? So for Dave, what we're going to do is get him to feel like he's finishing really high on the way through. And I'll show you how now. So obviously we know with Dave, obviously his bad finish is one where he finishes and he's over-rotated, everything's left. He's probably lost his balance. So on the way through here, we're getting this release better, we're getting into impact. And for Dave, I want to feel like he's releasing it more down the line here. You'll see that that club is matching his spine. And then from there, we want him to be able to get this club working really far up here and into this finish, into more of a traditional finish instead of his arms and club being wrapped around here. So we're going to get his hands working high. We know he's a young athlete, so we're going to get him working on that now. So he's got to feel not only for obviously down into that golf ball, but on the golf course he can really get his feedback from where is his finish position. And it's a big talking point when we're talking about obviously golf swings. How do you get feedback? Well, Dave can start to see if he's up here and into this kind of finish, or if he's around here, and that's going to really dictate where that ball's gone, and we're going to start to get more consistency this year. So come in, Dave. Dave just likes that noise.
I didn't realise what I was doing. I was stood there
like James Robinson. He's like that. He's just in that position.
I was stood there like a teapot. But that's obviously the right position.
Obviously, you need to be a teapot. That's the last thing we need. We don't need that arm making that motion, Dave. Right, good. So,
yeah.
Get that club finishing high. Great
like
shot.
That.
Just like that. So straight down the middle there, a nice penetrating ball flight, nearly past 200 yards, and right in the zones there. A couple more, Dave. Let's see if we can get that consistency down the middle. Yeah, we've got a little bit more height there. Not the best strike, was it, Dave? But it's certainly got some
It
distance.
wasn't the greatest strike, but
Consistency there, Dave. So we've got the feel from impact. We're now getting that feel on the way through for that better understanding. 2 for 2 on the right fairway there, Dave. Let's see if we can make it a hat trick. We certainly can.
Patrick Bamford.
Patrick Bamford's never scored a hat-trick. So guys, very interesting there. A start with Dave's driver. Obviously, we're giving him some feels. We want to see him improve. We want to see him hit more fairways. We want to work on that distance, and distance will come with strike when he can add more speed in. Obviously, when you get this feel, Dave, you can add more speed in.
Because I don't feel like I'm hitting it as hard as I could.
No, and that's it. Dave's not going full out because we want to make sure we're ticking the numbers. But guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. HackMotion, a fantastic device to get some feel and reel. You can see Dave stood like a teapot again to have that noise on. Obviously, what we want to do, guys, is start to look at where Dave's game is good. So obviously with a driver, we know it's not so great. With an iron, we know it's strong. So let's get some data with his irons. We know his short game's strong. We want to also get numbers on there and show you what Dave's doing to get good at golf this year in 2024.